Yeah, blast up you guys. Welcome back to Soul Food TV, the martial arts edition. We're here in the upper level of Sweet Set Bakery, which is another sort of sanctuary, training space, practice space for seafood George Cannoneer.
Wing Chun was an art that I always wanted to learn a long time ago, as soon as I saw it. And I had a book on it. I was trying to do it on my own, but it never really came to fruition.
Right.
And the only person I know that is really good at that is Mr. Burns, Master Burns.
What is it about Burnsy that, or Seafood Burns, that makes him stand out, or that's kind of impacted you or influenced you as a martial artist?
Well, his keenness, man. He is dedicated to the martial arts. You know, he doesn't. He's self-taught, and he's going up against masters, renowned masters, and they've commented on how much he knows, how well he is. I met him one time over my partner's house in St. George, and I asked him if he'll help me, and we went through the whole day, the whole morning, doing this drill over and over until he was happy with it.
I don't want to divide it just in two, but you're kind of two types of people. They may be hot-headed, they may be not so nice people. And then you have those that are highly skilled, and some might describe as, I don't know, quiet storms or humble warriors, or you know.
I don't see how you can be a martial artist if you're not a humble person. A true martial artist is a humble, very humble person. Most people even go as far as taking up Buddhism and Zen, you know, that type of studying. I myself, I've read The Art of War. I think every martial artist should read The Art of War because it pertains to everything, any type of battle, any type of conflict. It's a way of life. Martial arts is a way of life. And if you're going to just go in it for improving your battle, then you know you're going to, it's not going to really work. You might be last for a while, but when you mature, then that's when the martial arts really kicks in. You have to go very deep into it. Some people stay on the surface and you know don't get any further, but as they get older, they realize that, you know, hey man, I'm missing, something's missing, you know. And that's the way I felt when I heard about Tai Chi. I said, man, you know, I've heard about this art for a long time, and when I tried it, I said, man, this is just what I need, man. It's the mature martial art that does Tai Chi.
You know, somebody said to me that somebody said to them that some of the most dangerous guys are the nicest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know,
the quiet ones.
Yeah, some of the nicest guys.
Yeah, I think what it is, you see, when you're quiet, you're able to think and meditate and constantly forms, techniques, martial arts, constantly on your mind. And if that is brought out, if a little anger is brought out in you, or even if in a self-defense situation, those techniques are going to come out, you know, automatically.
Right.
It's not about thinking about it; they're going to come out automatically.
Right.
And if you can really hurt somebody.
I even know myself a few people, like my first real sensei Lee Tucker. You know, what impressed me about him was that he was a man of faith, but yet seeing him in action and then talking to other people, they're like, yo, hey, I'm Sensei Tucker is no joke. But, you know, very nurturing teacher for me, very inspirational, you know what I mean? And that intrigues me that someone can be of such skill, be potentially lethal, but yet spiritual. And faith playing such a key role in that whole martial arts journey as well. Yeah. You know?
All martial arts should be spiritual.
Right.
I like the Buddha. I'm not a Buddhist. I'm a Christian.
Okay.
But I know God made Buddha too.
Right, right.
So therefore, this spirituality, it doesn't harm my belief.
Right.
You know, it's to be spiritual is to believe in a God. For some reason, there was a jealousy of this school and animosity here, and guys just didn't get along. And to me, it didn't make much sense. I frequented anybody's tournament. I go in anybody's tournament, and you know, because I mean that part of martial arts. It shouldn't be a part of it.
Right, right.
But it certainly is. People's styles are different, and they think that their styles are better than others. And when they go in these tournaments and find that they didn't win or something happened, and maybe thought they were cheated, and it just fell apart.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm even doing this series.
Yeah.
Is to bring it back to the forefront, to hopefully encourage more participation and just bring a sense of, harkening back to days of yesteryear, because I think the island needs it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think what should happen, or what can happen, is that the people that are holding the tournaments now, I think just Skipper Hingham and Roots, just more or less keeping the tournament circuit going. I think maybe they should try to invite some of the older guys, older practitioners, to come and do a demonstration.
Okay.
These demonstrations can, take part, and you'll get a group of guys not really competing against each other, but just doing a demonstration of their art. And I think it would boost. You'll get more people there for one, and it'll boost the tournament up, and eventually it'll come back to popularity, with the youngsters. Because a lot of the youngsters nowadays, they don't really know their forefathers in martial arts or foregoers. And it'd be good for that.
One of the terms I definitely want to use when doing this series is to talk about Bermuda's martial arts heritage. We have Bermuda Day. We talk a lot about Bermuda history, and I think it's key for me that we begin to raise the understanding or the awareness of Bermuda martial arts heritage. That there is actually a heritage, there is a culture that has been in operation for decades, and that you have prominent figures in politics, in the in society that have been movers and shakers in Bermuda, have helped to bring Bermuda and been part of historical moments, and they were also maybe known to some, not known to others, but they were also practitioners of the martial arts.
White and black.
White and black. Yeah.
It was very popular one time. I trained with a lot of guys, white guys, went away with the tournaments with them. The tournament. I think another thing about the tournaments, a lot of schools like Ricci and Shotokan and other schools, they started to go away to take part in tournaments in the States. Now, I don't know the logic behind that, because the tournament, they wouldn't take part in tournaments here, and I think that's, to me, that doesn't make much sense. If you're going to take part, get your tournaments up to a standard where that you can invite. Because we used to invite Skipper used to bring people here. Al Wood used to bring people here.
I remember
international.
I remember actually fighting a guy from a green belt from Canada.
Yeah.
And for me it was, I probably could have beat him, but he was very fast. It was a good fight. But for me, again, it helped. It helped me to the experience. Because win or lose, for me, you still learn. So you still win even though you lose. Because then you go back and you say, okay, how can I work on my technique? How can I work on my speed? So it's still, because then if I ever should face him again or face somebody like that individual, I'll be better for it. I would love for that to return, where you bring in people to Bermuda, from the tourist aspect, generating income, martial arts tourism, and because we have so many naturally gifted athletes and martial artists in Bermuda. So I think a combination of both. Yes, competing here on home soil, but also, like we have done in the past, have always done, go for that international exposure, because a lot of Bermudians have competed internationally and have come back decorated, won tournament. Skipper himself, even in his latter years, still winning international competitions.
In the masters category.
In the masters category.
And then we got this MMA guys that are doing quite well. And MMA, people think that that's not a martial art, but Bruce Lee is credited for the MMA in his style of fighting, because he done everything, grappled and he's credited for that. And so people saying, oh, this is not a martial art, all these young guys getting this, not it's a martial art.
But again, folks, man, this is Soul Food TV. This is how we're doing it, Martial Arts Edition. Your boy, Brother Richie, here with Seafood George Cannoneer, down here at the lovely Sweet Sack Bakery some nice tea, had a nice little tea session, you know what I mean? And so we're gonna transition and go over and see his home train, what you wanna call it, your home training center, or what you, how do you refer to it as?
My family call it a dojo.
Okay.
It's an outside training. That's it. You got it? Block with that here.
Yes. Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Block undercut. Block with that here.
Right.
Block it here, yeah.
Sure.
Right.
Sure. Sure.
Make sure you take that hand down. Yeah. This is the actual technique in my drills. Actually, I'm going for that hand. So when he blocks that, I grab that.
Right.
So I'm gonna both his arms strap,
Right.
and I do elbows or that.
See, it's got, you know, so yeah, you're gonna pay the price if you
It'll
don't.
hit you, yeah.
Yeah. I like that. That's really
Yeah. Up at the knee, pull, eye straight. Block, hit, back. I made it long for my trainer, right?
Right.
Because when I blocked, it's just about an inch away from my face, and I thought I had to get away from these hands.